In Lesson 8, we're going to take a look at how to control a motor with a potentiometer. A potentiometer is similar to like a volume knob. Let's take a closer look at the code. So what we've got a forever loop, and then we have a series of if-then statements, really. So we said if the potentiometer in degrees is greater than 50, then we want to go ahead and turn the motor on to 50%. In this particular case, we set the motor to go to 50%, and then we make it spin. In our next if statement, we say if our degrees are greater than 100, we want to set our motor velocity to 60%. And you can kind of see the pattern developing here. So every 50 degrees, we're going to increase our motor velocity. At the end, though, we do want to make sure that we put a statement in here that says if we're less than 50, we want to stop the motor. These operators, these green hexagonal shapes, are right here in the operators section. So this is where we start getting a little more advanced. We can do greater than, less than, equal to. We can make two conditions happen at the same time, so an and statement. We can have one or the other happening, and we can actually create a false statement or a not statement. So comparators or operators are really helpful for us. Let's go ahead and take a look at it in action. So let's go ahead and build the code in Python now. First step, let's start a new project, but a new text project, and we'll use Python. We want to set up our devices. So for this one, we need a motor, and we also need a potentiometer. So we're going to add a device. We'll say motor, and I'll just choose motor 1, and choose done. For my next, I'm going to add a device. I'll go to 3-wire, and I'm going to use the potentiometer. My potentiometer is plugged into port D. You'll need to figure out where yours is plugged in as well. So this is going to happen repeatedly. So we're going to go ahead and set up a loop. So we'll go into control, and we'll use a while loop. So while condition, so we'll make the condition be the word true. So while this is true, it's going to continue over and over. Then we need an if statement. So I'm going to drag an if right over to the word pass. So if, and let's check potentiometer, right? So we want to say if our potentiometer reads a certain value. So sensing, if our potentiometer and we're just going to say greater than 50, and we'll strike out the word condition. So if our potentiometer angle in a percent is greater than 50, now the issue, we want to go ahead and change percent to the word degrees. So if the potentiometer is greater than 50 degrees, then what do we want to have happen? Let's go up to the motion, and we'll say let's set our motor velocity. So motor set velocity right here. So motor 1 velocity, and that's great at 50%. Next, we'll say motor spin. So it's going to look just like that. Now we can move down, but we don't need all of the code. So we really just need these two lines right here. So I'm going to select all that, and I'll Control C on my keyboard. Come down and press enter, and Control V. Now I need to make sure that I've got the indentations correct. So you saw me backspace. So this one I'm going to say if the degrees are greater than 100. And this time I'll go up to 60%. So you notice each time I'm just changing a few variables. So I'm going to delete the excess here. I'm going to take this same code and I'm going to copy it. I'll go down to line 49 and I'll Control V. And in this case, we're going to go up to 150. And I'll change the percentage to 70. I can Control C that. Come down to the next line. I may just want to go down to the end and press Enter, and then click at the beginning of the next line, or get my cursor there. And this one will make to 200. And our percentage here will be 80. We're going to continue this pattern until we get to 100%. So I'll Control C, go ahead and go to the next line. Let's change this. Now this should be a 90%, and we're looking at 250. Now the issue with these is that we really don't go over 260 degrees. I think the Vex sensor or the potentiometer goes to about 265 degrees. So we could actually back this thing off, or we could say, all right, if we go greater than 250, go ahead and change this to 100. So our code could look just like that. Now at the end of this though, there's a line of code we need to have in there. So we're going to take, we're going to take this, and we'll change some things up. So we'll Control C, come down to that next line again, go to the beginning. Now, at this time, we want to say less than. So if we get less than 50, okay, so what we want to do here is we're going to drag over the motor stop, and then I'll erase this. Okay, so in other words, if we get less than 50 degrees at any point, we're going to stop the motor. So at this point, we could save this to our computer, save it to our device, and then we could download it and run it to confirm our results.